Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lori, otherwise known as the Frugal Mom. I like to talk about a variety of topics on my channel. Frugal living, living an abundant life on a low income, lots of frugal cooking, dealing with midlife as women, dealing with chronic illnesses, raising kids, all things really, just life. I like to keep it real with you. And if that's something that you're interested in, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. So, I am up really early because my son has been sick for, oh God, it seems like 2 weeks, like on and off. And I apologize in advance if I have to switch hands. I don't have anything to lean the phone on right now. And I'm sitting on the couch. And if I switch hands, then you're going to see part of my finger in the picture. So he's been sick for the better part of 2 weeks, like I said, and it seems like he feels a little bit better for a few days. He goes back to school, he catches another bug of some sort because his immune system's not quite up there, and he comes back home and he's not feeling good again. You know, like feverish, chills, aches and pains, congestion, cough, sore throat, swollen glands. And they tell me that it's a virus. I've taken him to the doctor twice now. We both tested negative for COVID and the flu. I'm not feeling good either. You can probably hear the congestion. It's just so frustrating. Now he said it feels like it's settling in his chest where his lungs were clear just a few days ago. And he's a stubborn teenager and he takes meds for other things, so he doesn't want to take any over-the-counter meds. That is until today. So he decided to finally take some Dayquil and NyQuil to help him with his congestion. And I bought him Mucinex too, but he didn't like the smell of it. So, yeah, he's a little strange that way. If the pill is too big or the liquid has a funny taste, he won't bother with it. So, to get a same-day appointment at the doctor, I have to call at 7. So, I didn't go to sleep until later, although I tried to, but he was up and down all night. You know, he's uncomfortable, can't breathe, can't sleep right. This and that, various things. Spilled a drink on the carpet. All different things. So it's just one of those nights. But that's okay. It's all part of being a mom. I just want him to feel better. I know that I am exhausted because I have a sinus infection and it's just taking its toll on me. But I am feeling better. I have antibiotics and they do help. They do a number on my tummy, but they do help. So I hope everybody's been well. The main point of this video, I figured that I would come on and I would just talk about, well, some of us content creators, we like to share about our lives. And you know, like I said, I like to keep it real. So everything in life is not going to be a bed of roses. And some things in life are unpleasant. And just because we choose to share some of those situations with our viewers, our community, that does not mean that we are airing our dirty laundry. You know, it just means that we choose to share certain things about our lives. Everybody is different, of course, but for me, I'm not doing it to air my dirty laundry. And believe me, if you guys wanted to hear about dirty laundry, in my life of 52 years, there's been a lot more than I talk about here. And I'm not going to necessarily get into it, but yeah, what I talk about is not dirty laundry. And there's a reason why I talk about my experiences, all of it. Being a single parent, being low income, having to go to the food pantry sometimes, raising neurodivergent children, all different kinds of topics that I talk about that people say I'm airing my dirty laundry. I talk about these things because dealing with one or more of these topics can make a person feel very isolated and very alone. You know, all the world wants to be your friend and by your side, when everything is hunky-dory and wonderful. Not true when you've experienced some down times in your life. I remember, 17 and a half years ago when I was separated and going through a divorce, and just people didn't know how to treat me. At the same time, and I was, to go into it a little bit, I was also separated from my ex-husband for quite a while, and I was pregnant, and that relationship didn't go well, and my partner left while I was pregnant, and I was also going through a divorce. People just didn't know how to be around me. They didn't want to catch my tragedy, and like I said, people just, in bad times, some people will back away from you because they don't want to deal with it. It's unpleasant to talk about. It's awkward for them. They don't know how to be around you anymore. But the real ones in your life, those are the ones that will stick. And let me tell you guys, they're very far and few in between, the people who are really your friends and really care about you. So, in those times when I was feeling very isolated, and I still do sometimes because, I deal with a lot of unpleasant things in life. Believe me, I don't go into all the ugly details of all of my chronic health issues or, the challenges of raising neurodivergent kids, or any of the other challenges. There's plenty of challenges to being low income. I don't have to tell you, those of you who are low income, plenty of other challenges in life, and everybody's got them, and I know that. And a lot of people are in a similar boat to myself. A lot of people are in worse situations than me. But again, my goal in talking about my life experiences is so that no one has to feel alone, and for people to feel seen. Because I see you. If you've had a bad day with one of your children who's neurodivergent, or not even, chances are I've been there. And I'm not going to judge you. If you need to go to the food pantry because you had an oh shit moment in between pay periods and, you just can't afford those groceries. Maybe your electric bill was ridiculously high and you couldn't pay it on time, and so now you're late and you have a shut-off notice, and you know that you're going to have to scrimp together every last cent that you have, and so you're not going to be able to afford groceries. Or you had a car repair, or what have you. You had to go to the food pantry. Some people will make you feel terrible, but there is no shame in going to the food pantry and feeding your family. There is no shame in going to the Dollar Tree and buying what you can for $10 to make dinner for 2 nights, if that's what you've got to do. There's no shame in going into your own pantry and just scrounging up random ingredients and making something up on the fly. There's no shame in having to thrift your clothes or go get free clothes, if that's what you can do. And I'm going to switch hands. There's no shame in any of it. And if you're not feeling well and you're disabled through no fault of your own, and you're feeling low and you feel like nobody sees you anymore and you're not present and you're missing your old life with the job that you loved, you're not alone. I've been there. Other people have been there. Even though some people may not talk about it, there's strength in community. And if you know that other people have gone through it, hey, they'll sit and talk with you and sometimes even find the humor in some of it. It makes you feel better. Some people get very suicidal over these things and very depressed, and I don't want to see that. I've been there too. It's not easy, guys. Life is not easy. So, as far as neurodivergent kids, again, my point in talking about that is not so it's a negative. I told a good friend today, my friend Chicken Explorers, that when I talk about my kids, people think that I'm throwing them under the bus for their neurodivergencies and how dare I talk about their issues, blah, blah, blah. Well, I don't necessarily see their issues as being a negative. You know what? My daughter is autistic. She scores off the charts. She's genius level. I know that that is not every autistic child's experience, but this is hers. She has issues with social interaction sometimes. So that's, her thorn with the situation. But for her, once we got her properly diagnosed and we knew how to help her, it has been a positive for her because she knows how to handle the challenges of her issue. And my son, he's got ADHD, and he's not so great scholastically. He's got some mood issues, but the boy can take apart a car motor and put it back together like nobody's business. And he's really good with his hands. So these are superpowers in my eyes. So see, I'm not airing dirty laundry. I'm talking about these experiences because I believe that one by one, when we relate to each other about life, whatever's going on in your life, whatever's going on in my life, all of our individual challenges, it'll help us all not to feel so alone. We're all in this together. And my mother used to say when I was growing up, God put us all here to help one another. And I know that there are some people who just don't care and just want to take care of themselves and want to act like an ostrich with their head in the sand. And that's fine if that's how you want to live, but that's not how I choose to live. So, if any of you need to talk, if any of you relate to me, I'm happy to talk. If any of you need help finding a food pantry or any other resources, and you have a hard time finding them on your own, I'm happy to try to lend a hand. But don't let anybody ever make you feel bad if you need to talk about things that are going on. It's not airing dirty laundry. You're human. And I appreciate you guys taking the time to listen. Please hit like if you like this video and subscribe. And I look forward to having more little chit-chat sessions with you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful Tuesday. And as always, I'm sending love from New Jersey. Bye.